letting go when the time is right, non-grasping. It's not just non-greed, it's letting go when the time is right to let go, right? Then these niyamas, saucha, cleanliness. What is Patanjali talking about when he says cleanliness? I always like to start with that one. It's not about soap. It's what people think, oh, like I should vacuum my floors. That's nice if you do. He's talking about now inward stuff that you're doing inside. So he's talking about what you're putting into your body, what you're putting into your mind. What are you interacting with that's feeding you, right? So I think it goes everything from food to just like what you're watching on television. Are you watching like really, pollutant stuff, like, negative stuff and getting a thrill from it? Stay away from that kind of stuff, right? Santosha, being content with where you are. Tapa, be disciplined, practice, right? Contentment and tapa, these are two interesting words to put together, right? To be content with where you are, but then have self-discipline. So this is not about a lack of ambition. You should be ambitious. That's why he's telling you practice. After being content, practice so that you can raise the energy properly so that it goes to a higher place, which is yoga. Not just so you can accumulate wealth or you accumulate a lot of junk that you don't need. Aparigraha, let go of that stuff when its time is right, right? Then he says, svadhyaya, self-study, meditate. That's why we started with meditation today. Self-study. Study the self. Study the mind. Study what's going on inside. Then last, Ishvara Pranidandani. Ishvara meaning Lord, Pranidandani meaning devotion to. Devote your life to something higher than your own ego, your own self, right? And we live in a world now where egoism is just like the main way that everybody's successful. Like Bobby right now, he's like, my partner, he's like trying to get the whole YouTube channel thing going, right? It's all about like how you have to promote yourself, what keywords you're promoting yourself with. And I have to listen to him because he's working hard, but I try to block out some of it, as a yogi to protect myself from like all of that, like you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to promote this and you have to say that, and then that way we'll get a bunch of likes. Who cares? The people who will like you are the people who are supposed to like you. The people who are not supposed to like you are not the people who are supposed to like you, right? So that idea of what we're here to practice is really yamas and niyamas. Nothing else. Everything else is a byproduct of yamas and niyamas. Today, when you're struggling with something, think of yamas and niyamas. Think about yamas and niyamas. When you're struggling with something, if you can't remember the words of yamas and niyamas by Patanjali, then think of loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Think of that. Whether it's your handstands or your headstands or your binds or like jumping backs and chaturangas, whatever it is, think about those things. All right? Everybody, come stand up. To help you think about those things, we're going to talk about some of the components within a vinyasa and within an Urban Sadhu Yoga Open Class. One of the things that you have to employ in a open class to teach a vinyasa is Ujjayi Pranayama. And I think this is one of the hardest things I teach because most people, when I walk by them, they're not breathing. In fact, sometimes I see people just holding their breath. Okay? So I want you, Ujjayi Pranayama, Uj means upward, Jaya means victorious. Ujjayi Pranayama is a samavritti pranayama, meaning it's same and equal inhales and exhales. It's through the nose. However, there's a restriction at the back of the throat that makes it sound like ocean or makes it sound like Darth Vader. Have you ever heard Darth Vader breathe? It sounds a little like Darth Vader. Okay, so everybody, bring your hand to your throat, inhale through your nose, open up your mouth, stick out your tongue, and make a hissing sound like a snake. Do you feel those muscles at the side of your throat tighten? Do that again. Inhale through your nose, open up your mouth. that restriction at those muscles at the side of your throat, and inhale through your nose. Make that hissing sound at the back of your throat. Not through your nose, but at the back of your throat. Now make that hissing sound as you exhale through your nose. Then inhale through your nose, make that hissing sound, and exhale through your nose. So everybody can hear your breath. It's an audible breath. So it's a samavritti pranayama, meaning same or equal inhales and exhales. So I'm going to put a metronome to this. So inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Okay. So even if I'm talking, you're supposed to keep that breath going, no matter like what's going on. It's like playing a musical instrument in a band. Once we set the tone, you're playing your part, okay? Now, second component is the concept of Mula Bandha. Mula Bandha is root lock. It is lifting up at the pelvic floor. For ladies, it's a Kegel exercise. For gentlemen, it's a Kegel exercise. Everybody take a block. I'm going to borrow one of your blocks. And bring your block all the way up into your crotch. In other words, you want the block touching your pelvic floor. Now, let yourself just relax. Do you feel that heavy energy? Okay, Mula Bandha can only be engaged at the end of an exhale. Why? If you inhale, the diaphragm's moving down, so it's pushing down. If you exhale, the diaphragm lifts up. It helps with Mula Bandha. So inhale deeply, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, engage Mula Bandha. Pull the block all the way up into the middle of your rib cage. Keep it there. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Relax. Did everybody feel how you grew a little taller? Did anybody not feel how you grew a little taller and a little more energy? Okay, so do you know what a Kegel exercise is? You're going to practice a Kegel exercise. Now here's the thing about Mula Bandha. You're not going to let go of it until Shavasana. So self-study, Svadhyaya, you're always going to come back and think, am I engaged with Mula Bandha? All right, now placing your blocks down, you can put them down again, and come to the front of your mat, standing in Tadasana. Big toes and heels touch, tailbone moves toward pubic bone, gaze is at the horizon. Now, reconnect to your Ujjayi Pranayama. We're going to set this for the whole class. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, engage Mula Bandha, lift up at the pelvic floor. Keep that lift. On the inhale, bring the hands together in prayer. Extend the arms, Asana. Exhale, fold over the straight legs, Uttanasana. Press the palms into the floor of the blocks. Inhale, soften the knees. Step the right foot back into a long lunge and look forward. Exhale, left foot back, downward facing dog. Mula Bandha is engaged. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Mula Bandha is engaged. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, lightly step your right foot forward in between your hands. Don't slam your foot. Mula Bandha is engaged. Exhale, left foot next to right and fold over your legs. Inhale, rising up, extend your arms, see the prayer. Exhale, fold over the legs again, Uttanasana. Press palms down. Inhale, soften the knees. Step the left foot back into a lunge and look forward, not down. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips. Inhale, come forward to a plank, Mula Bandha is engaged. Exhale, chaturanga, Mula Bandha is engaged. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, lightly step your left foot forward in between your hands. Don't make a sound. Exhale, right foot next to left and fold over the legs. Inhale, rise up and extend the arms. Exhale, hands by the side to Tadasana mountain seat. Adding on to that, on the inhale, bring the hands together in prayer. Extend the arms, Asana. Exhale, fold over the legs, straight legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the head and chest, Adho Uttanasana. Exhale, jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lightly, don't make a sound. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands. Inhale, jump your feet in between your hands lightly. Exhale, fold. If you sound like an elephant, that's not Mula Bandha. Inhale, rise up, extend the arms. Exhale, hands by the side to Tadasana. So Mula Bandha should make it when you jump forward and back, I don't hear you. That's another sign you got Mula Bandha engaged. So everybody, take a block, place that block back up into your groin as high as possible. Your feet don't have to come together now. If your feet come apart with the block, that's fine, okay? You're going to practice with the block. Lift up at the pelvic floor, trying to pull the block up into your rib cage. On the inhale, extend the arms, Asana. Now exhale, fold over the straight legs, Uttanasana. Press your palms into the floor. Inhale, lift the head and chest. Prepare. Exhale, jump back with the block. Don't make a sound. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the block up toward the wall behind you. Mula Bandha is engaged. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look past your hands. Inhale, lightly jump your feet in between your hands. Don't make a sound. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up, extend the arms. Exhale, hands by the side to Tadasana. Again, inhale, bring the hands together in prayer, extend. Exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift head and chest. Exhale, float back like little angels. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Remember thoughts, words, and actions. Don't be calling me names in your head. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands. Inhale, lightly jump your feet in between your hands. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up, extend the arms, Asana. Exhale, hands by the side to Tadasana. Now take the block out between your legs. Don't throw it at me. Ahimsa. Okay. Standing into Tadasana. Now find that lightness that you felt with the block. On the inhale, bring the hands together in prayer, extend. Exhale, fold over the legs, scoop the navel in and up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, float back, Chaturanga. Good. Oh, good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands. Inhale, lightly jump the feet in between the hands. Oh, that was heavy. Exhale, fold over the legs. That was truthful too. Inhale, bend the head, rise up, extend the arms. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. Satya has to be mutually beneficial for both parties. So now that was mutually beneficial. On your inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair. Exhale, place the hands on the earth, extend the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, lightly jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urban Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Svanasana. Inhale, lightly step the right foot forward, turn the left heel down, come up Virabhadrasana 1. Don't slam the foot. Exhale, hands down to the earth, bend the elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, don't rush. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lightly step the left foot forward, right heel turns down, come up Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale, bend your elbows just a little. Bend them. Don't bend. Exhale, 2. You're very hyperflexible. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Bring your feet a little closer together to meet my fist. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Good. Inhale. Bend the elbows just a little. Exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands. Inhale, step or jump the feet in between the hands. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair. Exhale, come stand up to Tadasana. Let's do that Surya Namaskar again. On the inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, place the hands on the earth, extend the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Adva Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lightly step the right foot forward, left heel down, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Don't slam that foot. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step left foot forward, right heel turns down, come up, Warrior 1. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, bend the elbows, Chaturanga. Mula bandhas engage, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog again. Inhale, step right foot forward, left heel down, rise up, Warrior 1. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right heel down, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urban Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Svanasana. Stay. Inhale. Exhale, Mula bandhas engaged. Inhale. Exhale, deep Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhale. Exhale, the mind is calm and sattvic. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands. Inhale, step or jump the feet in between hands lightly. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair seat. Exhale, come stand up to Tadasana, mountain seat. On the inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair. Exhale, bring the hands together in prayer, heart center, twist over to the right. Left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Check the left knee out. Keep the left knee in line with the right. Keep pulling the left hip back. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, come back to center, Utkatasana. Reach the arms up. Exhale, put the hands on the earth. Extend the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair. Exhale, bring the hands together in undulating mudra. Twist over to the left. Inhale. Exhale, pull the right hip back. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, come back to center, Utkatasana. Exhale, put the hands on the earth, extend the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Adva Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now, don't get excited, but if you're on blocks, come off your blocks. All right, but don't get excited. Don't run to the wall. Soften your knees. Walk your feet forward halfway until you're in a short down dog. You're still in a short down dog. Now, look in between your index fingers. Remember Mula Bandha. Remember Ujjayi Pranayama. You're going to bend both your knees and you're going to donkey kick either your heels onto your buttocks or you're going to kick up into a handstand and stay if you can. On your inhale, bend your knees, kick up, and exhale, lightly come down. Good for you. Inhale, light, kick up. Exhale, lightly come down, no slamming. Inhale, kick up, stay, go. Exhale, come down. No, up toward the sky. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, come down. Don't get excited. Inhale, kick up. And exhale, everybody step back, downward facing dog. Good for you. All right, on your inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhale, come forward to a plank. And exhale, drop down to your knees. Remember, Mula Bandha is engaged. Place your forearms on the ground. Touch opposite elbows with opposite hands. This isn't about coming up. It's about practicing Mula Bandha. Place your forearms on the ground. Your forearms are like parallel railroad tracks. Your forearms are like railroad tracks. Now, you guys wanted you to touch opposite elbows so you knew where your elbows were in your shoulders. Now, look in between your index fingers. Lift your knees up. Come into what's called a dolphin. Now, don't get excited. Remember, Mula Bandha, don't let the mind take over. Look forward in between your hands. Don't look at your feet. On your inhale, lift your right leg up into the air. Now, you're going to keep your right leg lightning rod straight. Don't bend your right knee. Bend your left knee, and on your inhale, lightly kick up and come into a forearm stand. Or exhale, come down, just kicking up. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, kick up 3. Exhale, come down. Inhale, kick up 4. Exhale, come down. Inhale, kick up 5. And exhale, gently step back and come into a child's seat for a second. Okay. Good for you. I like that nobody was slamming, right? Mula Bandha is engaged. You're breathing. That's so good. But now let's try it on the other side. Place your forearms down. Look in between your hands. Lift your knees up. Walk your feet forward so you're in the dolphin. Now this time you're going to lift your left leg into the air, okay? Then bend your right knee, and on your inhale, kick up and stay. Or exhale, come down. Do it with the breath in Mula Bandha. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, kick up 3. Exhale, come down. Inhale, kick up 4. Exhale, come down. Inhale, kick up. And then exhale, gently step back. Rest in child's seat. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Reach the arms forward, tuck the toes under, press into the hands, lift the knees up, downward facing dog. On the inhale, step the right foot forward, left heel down, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, open arms and hips, Virabhadrasana 2. On the inhale, extend the right leg. Now exhale, reach forward toward the windows. Place the right hand on the right shin. Lift the left arm up. Now here again, Mula Bandha is engaged. All of a sudden when people come into triangle, they think it's about touching the floor. It's not about touching the floor. Gravity will always bring you down. So here's what you're going to do. On your inhale, extend your left arm alongside your left ear toward the windows. Exhale here. On the inhale, extend your right arm alongside your right ear. Notice if you had to lift your torso up even a little, you didn't have Mula Bandha engaged. Exhale, 1. Lift that arm up 2. Exhale 2 like this. YMCA. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, lift the torso up with your arms alongside your ears. Keep your feet where they are. Exhale, lower your arms. Inhale, reverse the triangle. Don't turn it into a twist. Imagine that you're being pressed between 2 panes of glass. Put your hand down there. So keep this foot pointing forward. Yep. Look up here. Exhale 1. Keep that back foot turned in. Exhale 2. It doesn't go out. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Same here. Your foot keeps going back further and further. Inhale. More inward rotation. Inward rotation. Exhale 5. On your inhale, lift all the way up to stand. Then exhale, bend the right knee, warrior 2. Back foot is in the inward rotation. Back foot is not going in the opposite direction. Think about a warrior. If I were going to throw a spear, why would I turn my back foot behind me? Right? I'm moving that way. Energy is moving that way. Exhale 2. Think about it. Logic. Exhale 3. It's the energetics in the name of the asana. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, extend 1 breath. Now exhale, rebend. Place the right hand inside your right foot. Inside. Exhale, lift your left arm straight up into the air. Move your right shoulder into your right knee. Here again, you're kind of being pressed between 2 panes of glass. You're not all curvy. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Now inhale, just gently place your left hand down. Now come onto the ball of your left foot. Now notice that your feet are hips width distance apart and you've closed the left hip. Don't jump your left foot in line with your right heel. On your inhale, extend your right leg. Bump your back foot straight forward toward the windows. Here again, you're not on a tightrope. You don't want to be on a tightrope. So you're not foot to foot. You're not heel to foot. Okay? Now, lift your head and chest up halfway. Pull your right hip back. Take your left hand to the outside of your right foot on a block. Left hand, so you need to move your back foot forward. So your heel's down. So you go back here, you got a high heel shoe going on. Put this all the way up here, and I want your heel down so you're balanced. Now, bring your left hand to the outside of your right foot. Now, bring your right hand to your right hip crease and pull your right hip crease back. Then lift your right arm straight up and move the right shoulder forward and the left hip back, rotated triangle. Yeah. Inhale. Exhale 1. Stay steady. If you're on a tightrope, you'll fall. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Good. Place your right hand down. Frame your right foot with both hands. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. All right. On the inhale, step the left foot forward. Right heel down, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Then exhale, opening arms and hips, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, extend your left leg. Then exhale, reach forward to the left hand on left shin, right arm lifts up. Same thing over on this side. Notice if you have Mula Bandha engaged or you dropped it. On your inhale, extend your right arm alongside your right ear. Exhale here. Inhale, extend your left arm alongside your left ear. Notice that you didn't have to lift up as much this time, most of you. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Back foot turned in a little. Exhale 4. Looks good. Inhale. Exhale 5. Keep the back foot where it is. Inhale. Lift the torso up. Then exhale. Lower the arms parallel to the earth. Then inhale. Reverse The triangle, look up into the left palm. Good. Exhale 1. Back foot still turned in a little on that angle. Exhale 2. Inhale. There you go. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Now on your inhale, lift all the way up. Then exhale, bend the left knee, warrior 2. And here again, the energy is a warrior throwing a spear or attacking. Inhale. Exhale 1. So you wouldn't have your back foot turned away from where you are focusing. Exhale 2. That wouldn't make any sense. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale, extend. Exhale, rebend. Place the left hand inside your left foot on the floor or block. Raise your right arm straight up. One straight line from wrist to wrist. Here again, move your shoulder into the knee. So you're not leaning to the right. You're pulling your tailbone down towards your right heel. Exhale 1. You're kind of flattening yourself out. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Then on your inhale, gently place your right hand down. Come under the ball of your right foot. You close the right hip. No longer are your feet in line with each other. You're no longer on a tightrope. On the inhale, extend the left leg. Bump your right foot forward about halfway until your right heel's down. Good. Then bring your right hand to the outside of your left foot. You can use a block and try to press down. Don't use that thumb like a kickstand. Then bring your left hand to your left hip first. Pull back, pulling the energy up the front of your left thigh. Then lift your left arm up into the air and move the left shoulder forward, the left hip back. Exhale 1. Good. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Good. On your inhale, gently place your left hand down. Frame your left foot with both hands. And exhale, step back. Downward facing dog. Oh, good for you. On your inhale, lightly step the right foot forward in between your hands. Now exhale, drop down to your left knee. All right? Move your left knee behind your left hip. Sometimes I'll tell you to bring the knee underneath your left hip, but I want you to move it further back, okay? Now, I want you to take both of your blocks and put them over to the right side, okay? You want them pretty close to you, okay? You don't want them too far away. So you want them like right there next to that right shin and foot. On your inhale, lift your torso up. Bring your arms alongside your ears like you're in a lunge. Make space through your rib cage. Then exhale, bring your hands together in undulating mudra and twist deeply over to the right. Now here's the key. You got to get your left armpit on the outside of your right thigh. Every millimeter matters. Thoughts, words, and actions. So I want to get my armpit all the way over. How do I do that? I got to pull everything in with more abundant, and I got to move the right knee a little over to the left. Now look down at the two blocks on the floor. Put your hands on the blocks. Now start to lift your left knee up. As you lift your left knee up, bend your elbows like a chaturanga and tilt into your hands. Extend your right leg toward the windows, your left leg back toward the wall behind you, balancing in Ekapada Vinyasa A. Inhale. Exhale 1. Good, Lydia. Exhale 2. Inhale. Good, Beth. Exhale 3. Look at here. Inhale. Exhale 4. Now think about it, Beth. Inhale. Exhale. Come sit down in Ardha Matsyendrasana. Just simply close the hip. Good for you. On your inhale, lift your left arm up. Then exhale, twist over to the right. Here again, a little twist here going on. Inhale.
Exhale 1. So elbow's going to come here. Exhale 2. Hand's going to come flat. Why? If your hand's kind of on your fingertips, watch. You can't move your spine. If you're just kind of reaching back here like this, it looks good, doesn't do anything. Exhale 3. So palm flat and lift up through your sternum,
pushing down to actually activate muscle. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Good on your inhale. Come back to center line. Exhale, counter twist over to the left. Inhale, come center and set up for Adho. Stack the right shin on top of the left. You can put a little blanket underneath the knee if you so wish. Flex the feet, lift the head and chest. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Breathing. Inhale. Good. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, lift your head and chest up. Now slide your forearms underneath your right thigh, your right leg, and then draw your right shin into your chest. Remember, Mukha Bandhas engage, Ujjayi Pranayama, thoughts, words, and actions. I love Austin. He's so wonderful. You can rock the baby. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to transition back into a hand balance. Why are we doing so many hand balances? You cannot do hand balances without Mula Bandha. That's why we're doing so many hand balances. Okay, you're going to come from here into Ekapada Vinyasa B. So you're not going to cross your ankle over the ankle. Bring your right shin over on top of your right shoulder, or at least above your right elbow. Okay? Now, put your hands on the floor by your hips. Now, the goal is that your left foot wants to go through your hands and you want to tilt forward. So bend your knee more, bring it through your hands, start to tilt forward and extend your right leg toward the windows, your left leg toward where the blankets are. Bend your elbows and go for it. Left leg goes back, left leg goes back, left leg goes back. Good, and then you can jump back to chaturanga. Yay. Okay, everybody try that. So that's Ekapada Vinyasa B. Why B is easier than A, I have no idea. All right, so put your hands on the blocks. Bring your chin into your chest. Press into your hands. Lift your seat, lift your left foot, but then bring your left foot through your hands and send your left foot back toward the wall behind you, tilting your weight forward toward the windows. So don't get caught with your foot on your hand. You got it, but you got to bend your knee more and bring your foot in between. So now bend this knee more and go through there. Now go back. Send forward. Go back. You got it. You got it. All right. Everybody meet me in down dog. All right, let's try it on the other side. So, Ekapada Vinyasa A. Why it's harder than B, I don't know. Then B. Okay. So, step the left foot forward in between your hands. Then drop down to your right knee. Okay, move your right knee back a little bit. Put your blocks over to the left. So, you want your blocks facing the left side of the wall, so that when you twist, you can get your hands on the blocks. You don't have to use the blocks. I think it's easier with the blocks. Then lift the torso up. Bring the arms alongside the ears. Then bring the hands together in undulating mudra. Twist left. Get your right armpit on the outside of your left thigh. Then start to put your hands on the block and lift your right knee up. Then bend your elbows and round your upper back, tilt into your hands, and lift your right leg toward the wall behind you. Your left leg goes toward the windows. Good, Emmy. Look at there. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, sit down, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Good. Plug both sit bones into the earth. On the inhale, lift the right arm up alongside the right ear. Exhale, twist over to the left this time. Gaze over the left shoulder. And here again, use your full palm of the left hand. Don't use your fingertips kind of propping yourself up for a photo shoot. Inhale. Exhale, 1. You want to get into deep twist here. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good. On your inhale, come back to center. Exhale, counter twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, ankle to knee. Agni Stambhasana. Stack the shins, flex the feet, lift the head and chest. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good. Inhale. Lift the head and chest. Slide your forearms underneath your left shin. Lift your left shin into your chest. I don't think this is really a name of an asana, but you can rock the baby. It kind of feels good, opening up the hip. In other traditions, they kind of stir the shin like they're stirring a pot, which is nice too. From here, bring your left shin all the way onto your left shoulder if you can get it there, or at least above your elbow. You want it above your elbow. Then start to put your hands down on the floor or the blocks on either side of your hips. I have short arms, I use blocks. Then you're going to push into your hands, lift your seat. Now bring your right foot in between your hands and send your weight forward toward the windows. Right leg goes back, left leg goes forward. Ekapada Vinyasa B. Good, John. Look at there. You did it almost. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Good. Exhale, 2. I'm coming. Inhale. Exhale, step or jump back chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, come forward to a plank, and exhale, drop down to your knees. All right, a little teaching moment. So you can set up for a moment. Ekapada Vinyasa B, I like teaching it. Why? Within the context of Vinyasa, you can come in and out of it a multitude of ways. It's kind of fun to like choreograph with it and kind of work out different ways of coming into it. There are ways to come into it easier than what we just did. The way I had you come into it, like from fire log and bring the leg over and then come and tilt, is hard. But it's kind of like that idea of yamas and niyamas. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're hard. We're going to try Ekapada Vinyasa again, but we're going to do it in an easier way, okay? We're going to try B, because that was where most people had a lot of trouble, would be. Okay, so another way of coming into it is simply from a down dog, start to walk forward a little bit into a short down dog. Start to lift the leg up and step the foot forward, but then I'm going to bend the elbows and I'm going to tilt into the hands. I'm going to start to extend the legs and lift the back leg up. It doesn't matter if my forehead touches the floor. Right? So from down dog, come to down dog. Now, first, walk your feet forward a little bit. Come into a short down dog, like Ashtanga style. Then step your right foot on the outside of your right hand. Now, start to bend your elbows, making a shell for the inside of your left leg. Get your left inner thigh on your upper arm. Then tilt forward like a chaturanga. And as you tilt forward, extend your right leg toward the right. Your left leg will naturally lift up as you lower your left temple to the floor. Good. Good, everybody. Better.
But you got to look forward. Don't look back. You'll be like Lot's wife, turn into a pillar of salt.
And then jump back chaturanga.
Okay. Try it on the other side.
I said it was easier. I didn't say it was easy. From down dog, walk forward a little bit. Then step your left foot forward on the outside of your left hand.
Then start to bend your elbows like chaturanga and lift your left leg up and get your left thigh on the back of your tricep
of the left arm. Then tilt into your hands and lift your right leg up. Use Mula Bandha. Squeeze at the pelvic floor and lift that back leg up. Send your left leg toward the windows. Balancing. Good. And then jump back chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, the knees, the chest, the chin to the floor. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck the toes under, seat back onto the heels, lift the knees up, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look through your hands. Inhale, shoot your legs through your hands, come sit down, extending your legs out in front of you. Flex your feet, lift your head and chest, and exhale, fold forward, holding onto the feet, Paschimottanasana. So in reality, yoga asana, like I said, it's not really about your tight hamstrings. All of these asanas are really metaphors for all of the subtle practices. Is it important that you ever, like, quote unquote, master Ekapada Vinyasa? No, because there's always going to be another asana there that's even going to be more challenging. You never really master it, right? Because every day is a different practice. Every time you come onto the mat, it's a different situation. Every day of your life is a different situation. So yamas and niyamas may have to be applied slightly differently from day to day, right? One day it may be non-violence, but the next day it may be non-violation. You have to be able to understand the subtleties of how to navigate ahimsa, either with both concepts in line. Gandhi had to deal with non-violence. You may have to, at your office, deal with non-violation. Because you're not going to hit your boss, but you could think awful, horrible things about him, which is still breaking the rule of ahimsa. Exhale 4, inhale. Exhale 5, inhale. Exhale 6, inhale. Exhale 7, inhale. Exhale 8, inhale. Exhale 9, inhale. Exhale 10. Good. Inhale. Lift the head and chest up. Now, Mula Bandha. This is all Mula Bandha. Bend your knees, cross your right ankle over the left. Take your blocks, put your blocks on either side of your hips. Okay? Now we're going to play a little game here. Okay? So, first, I want you with your ankles crossed on top of each other. Right ankle on top of left in Sukhasana, easy seat. You're going to lift your knees up towards your armpits. So you're going to kind of squeeze your knees together. Yeah. Okay. Step 1. Put your hands on the blocks by your hips. Lift your feet up. Notice what muscles you have to use in your abdomen to lift your feet up. Now put your feet down. Now bring your chin into your chest and round your upper back. Keep your feet on the ground and lift your behind off the ground. Yeah. Now sit down. Notice what muscles you had to do to engage that. Bring your chin into your chest. Now this time, lift your feet up, lift your seat up, give a little rock, give a little roll, and jump back into a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. On the inhale, come forward to plank. and exhale all the way down onto the abdomen. Good. Squeeze the legs together. Reach the arms back toward the wall behind you. On the inhale, lift the head, chest, legs, and arms. Locust, Shalabhasana. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, come down, relax. Dhanurasana, seat of the bow. Bring the forehead to the earth. Bend the knees, reach back, grab the ankles. On the inhale, kick the feet into the hands, lift the knees as high as the shoulders. Dhanurasana. Exhale 1. Good for you. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, gently come down, relax, and rock out the hips. Oops. Bend the knees a second time. Reach back, grab the ankles. On the inhale, kick the feet into the hands. Exhale 1. Inhale. Good. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, gently come down, relax, and rock out the hips. Little of the Vinyasa, bring the hands next to the chest, elbows close to the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, the knees, the chest, the chin to the floor, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, come down, roll over onto the back. Bend the knees, tickle the heels with the fingertips, feet hips width distance apart, parallel. On the inhale, lift the hips, the lower, the middle back. And you can clasp the hands together in a fist underneath you. So you're going to bring your feet back a little bit. Bring them back that way. There, so knees are over ankles. Yeah. Exhale 2. You can make a fist underneath your back. Exhale 3. Yeah, there you go. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Gently come down. The middle back, the lower back, and the hips. So from here, you can stay in a half bridge. If you would like to experience upward bow, do you want to do upward bow today? Would you like a belt? Okay. If you're going to come into upward bow, any props you want to use, I don't mind. I like belts around the arms for you guys that are all hyper flexible. Or people with tight shoulders, hands on top of blocks. I like all that stuff. So place the hands next to the head, elbows toward the ceiling, fingers toward the shoulders. On the inhale, come up, Urdhva Dhanurasana, or stay in your half bridge, either one. Exhale 1, inhale. Exhale 2, inhale. Exhale 3, come up. Exhale 4, see? Inhale. Exhale, bring the chin into the chest and come down the upper, the middle, the lower back. So this is one, so everybody, can everybody set up for a moment? Do you mind if I use you as a demo? Okay, let's take the belt off. So one of the biggest mistakes that happens is that when you're practicing chaturanga, right, people let their elbows go out like they're doing a military push-up. Chaturanga, the elbows come in. In fact, your elbows should actually touch your rib cage, and that's as low as you should go. You should not go any lower. But because most of us have been conditioned to do these military push-ups in high school PE or weightlifting, everybody thinks they're bench pressing and they're holding onto a bar and taking their elbows way out to the side. This plays into other things, such as upward bow. So, John, let's do what you did the first time. Place your hands next to your head. Notice how his elbows are wanting to go out to the side walls. Now you're trying to keep them in. Do what you did in the first time. And then when he comes up, it's all in his rotator cuff of his shoulder. He can't lift up because there's no muscles being used. It's only rotator cuff of shoulder. I take this belt, and it has nothing to do with his strength. It has more of him making him move the energy in a different direction. It has nothing to do with his strength. It has everything to do with stacking joints on top of joints and getting the energy to move in one direction. But sometimes what happens is a prop is needed to kind of get you to re-educate yourself. That's all it is sometimes. It's like break bad habits that you've developed because some coach in high school told you to do a military push-up with your elbows all out to the side. Come lay down on your back again. Now, let's do another one, but for those of you who are not using a belt, I want you to put your hands next to your head, but then get your elbows closer together. If that means you have to take your hands further away from your ears, do that. But the elbows come in like in Pincha Mayurasana. Then press into your hands and lift up, extending your arms, but keep your elbows moving toward the center line of your forehead. Exhale 1, good breath. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Bring the chin to the chest and come down. Did that feel better? Okay. And then bend the knees into your chest. Give the knees a hug. So I think that's like also like one of those great metaphors, like for the idea of thoughts, words, and actions. Like just kind of what is the action I'm making? What is the action I want to make? Right? How can I adjust the action so that I can obtain the goal of liberation? Bring the knees over to the left, extend the right arm out, look over the right shoulder. Twisting. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. There you go. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale, come back to center, bring the knees into the chest. And then exhale, counter rotate, twist over the opposite side. Look over the opposite shoulder. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Then inhale, come back to center. Give the knees a little hug. Now, from here, you have a couple of choices. You can simply place your hands by your hips, bring your legs overhead, come into Halasana immediately. You could set up for shoulder stand with blankets if you like blankets for shoulder stand. You could also come into Utthita Parsvakonasana, laying on your back with your knees out to the side if you're not coming into any inversions. Or if you would like to come into legs up the wall, just go find a little space on the wall and bring legs up the wall in Viparita Karani. So let me show you how I like to do this here. I like that you started to, I would want the rolled edge here where my shoulders are going, and then fold your mat over it. Your head's going to be here, your shoulders right there. Now, also, like, here's one of those things that happens when you come into shoulder stand. Automatically, people think you don't have to engage Mula Bandha anymore. And in fact, in shoulder stand, the thing that why people can't stay in it for very long is they relax at their pelvis and the pelvic floor, and then their hips, the hip bone, being so dense, becomes so heavy that they can't sustain staying in this. Remember, shoulder stand is the queen of all asanas. So you should spend some good quality time in shoulder stand, right? So here's how I like to get you to re-engage Mula Bandha again. Cross your right ankle over the left. Now, squeeze your legs together and lift your feet up toward the sky and try to touch the ceiling with your toes by squeezing your legs together. Then walk your hands towards your shoulders or your bra strap. Yeah. Get a little taller. Then cross your left ankle over the right. Lift up and squeeze your legs and try to touch the ceiling with your toes and see if you can walk your hands up towards your shoulders, up your back instead of towards your hips. A little taller growth, right? Then you can start to uncross the ankles and keep trying to lift the toes up toward the sky. Now, your vision should only be able to see the tip of your toe. If you can see your full foot, you're kind of collapsing in your hips. So you got to move your pelvis toward your face and your toes back toward the wall where the bathrooms are for most of you. Good. Don't forget Ujjayi Pranayama now. See, and Ujjayi Pranayama is interesting in shoulder stand. Why? Because naturally you have created Jaradanda Bandha, or throat lock. So there's that restriction at the base of your throat and the side of the throat because of the bandha that naturally occurs in this asana. Now, let's try this. Point your right toes toward the ceiling. Bring your left toes onto the floor behind your head. Yeah. Just try that asymmetrically. See if you can get your toes down. Good. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Now inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. Point your left toes, flex your right foot, bring your right toes to the floor behind your head. See if you can get your right foot onto the floor. Good. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5, then inhale, lift your right leg back up. Now flex both your feet and see if you can bring your toes to the floor behind your head after doing it asymmetrically, because that's a deep forward fold. And breathe. Good, Jason. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Now bend your knees. Bring your knees alongside your ears. Karnapidasana. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Put your hands on the floor toward the exit door. Slowly come down one vertebrae at a time. Good. Once your hips touch the floor, lift your torso up, unfold your mat, move your blanket off to the side. Then lay down on the back. Turn the palms to face upward, press in the elbows, puff up the chest. Come onto the top of the head, fish, Matsyasana. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. That's always nice. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale 8. Inhale. Exhale 9. Inhale. Exhale 10. Good. Press into the elbows. Bring the chin into the chest. And then if your legs at the wall, you can bring your knees into your chest. Roll over to one side. From here, once you're on your back, you can put a blanket underneath your knees. Rolled up blanket. And here's the beautiful thing. Now you get to release Ujjayi Pranayama and you get to release Mula Bandha. Because corpses don't breathe and they don't squeeze at the pelvic floor anymore. So now that you're in this one asana would mean that there is no more Ujjayi Pranayama, there is no more Mula Bandha. It's all gone. So laying down on your back in Shavasana, Shava means corpse, let the body relax. Let the whole body become heavy. Let the breath disorganically breathe the body. You don't have to monitor the breath or practice pranayama. And just close the eyes and just allow yourself to be in the moment in this very relaxed state. Shavasana. Gently start to deepen the breath. And by means of the breath, make small movements with the fingers and the toes. Stretch the arms overhead. And stretch the arms and legs in opposite directions. Bring the knees into the chest, giving the knees a hug. And gently roll over to the right side. Just stay there a second. And with little as effort as possible, press your hand into the floor. Lift the torso up. Come back up to a seated position. A seat of consciousness, awareness. Close the eyes. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale everything out. Inhale. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om. Bring your hands together in prayer, bowing the head slightly, giving thanks and praise for the teachings of yoga from the past, the present, and still teachings that are yet to be revealed. Om Bolo Sadguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here. Just a quick announcement or two. Don't forget that tonight, 5:30 to 7, Michael Brown and I are going to be doing a sound bath over in the other space. If you would like to join us, we'd be happy to have you. Then on the 2nd of July, I'm doing a fundraiser. It's this class, the Sunday morning class. Donation, I'm just collecting donation for Yoga Stops Yulin, and Yulin is a festival in northern China that they eat dogs and cats, and so the company goes and they buy as many of those animals as possible and get them into places where people want them as pets. Then on July the 9th, I'm doing an inversion workshop. All right. And then, one more thing. October, coming up soon, we're doing the 300-hour Urban Sadhu Yoga teacher training in this room. That's a 3-month weekend in-person teacher training. So, no, I don't believe in online yoga teacher trainings. They don't work. People come back to me and they go, I did this online teacher training during COVID. I don't know how to teach. I'm like, that's right. That's because you just watched videos the whole time. No, it's okay. Have you been